guys, welcome to our next video. आज की वीडियो का टॉपिक रहने वाला है इफ़ यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर योर स्पाउसल ओपन वर्क परमिट along with your kid study permit, and obviously उसके लिए we are not the expertise because we have not done that. So we have invited someone special who has done it personally for her husband and their kid. So she's gonna answer all your doubts because we have been receiving so many questions related to this particular topic. So let's introduce our friend, our neighbor, our family, Snehal Shinde.
Hi, hello everyone. Thanks, Vani, for your warm welcome and your support in Canada in my initial days, and being my host in Canada. Uh, for me, I'm an international student. My status is of international student in Canada. I landed in Canada in April 2022. That was like for May 2022 intake. But initially, when I lodged my application, I was intended to go for a January 2022 intake. That's why I lodged my application in somewhere in August 2021, and I got approval in December 2021,
Okay.
with stamping and everything. So my background is I'm a chartered accountant and an Indian citizen. I was working in India for a couple of years, around 9-10 years, and then I moved to Tanzania in 2016. And from this, since then, I was working in Tanzania. We didn't lodge application together because in Tanzania we don't have a permanent status. We were on a work permit, so it was a temporary status. We are not a
Yeah.
citizen of Tanzania. We are a citizen of India. So for that reason we applied. We thought we should apply it one by one.
Yeah.
So I applied for my study permit first, and after getting my study permit, we decided to apply for spouse open work permit for my husband, and study permit for my son.
Okay. But you did that while you were back there in Tanzania. So you did not waited for you to land here, then do your initial part of studies and then apply it. Like usually people does that. In your case, you applied for your husband's visa as soon as you got your visa while you were in Tanzania.
Yeah, that's true. Because timelines are quite long because of COVID, and it's very difficult to stay away from each other.
Yeah.
So we decided, we should gather all the documents, and we lodged our application lodged their application in January 2022. I landed in Canada in April 2022, and I got we got their visa approved in June 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what best we thought to do in this process.
Yeah, I agree. So usually what happens is, and the way we were told by all the consultants and everyone is that, first, let's say I am coming here for study. So I apply for my visa, I got my visa, I come here in Canada, and then I like do my first semester and then apply for my husband Ishan's visa. This is the usual thing we all do, and there is no harm in that. But still there are some of us who chose a different path, like me and Ishan. We both moved here together as students. Snehal did chose a different path. What she did was, as soon as she got her visa in December, she applied for her husband's visa and his son's visa in January itself while she was there in Tanzania. So it's okay, it's all worked out. Yeah, I know it's different with every case, but all we gotta do is try and let's hope for the best. Okay, so moving on to next question.
So the point is, Snehal, you forgot to thank me because I was just burning all the time helping you. So you should thank
Yeah,
me as
our
well.
second time also I forgot to thank you. So sorry, bhai.
So say
Abhi
thank
main-
him.
Thank you, bhai.
It's okay. Welcome.
किसी के भी क्रेडिट भूल जाओ, इस लड़के के क्रेडिट मत भूलना, ये बहुत
So I'm the man behind the camera. So I'm your cameraman. All right.
okay, guys.
Do you want to tell our subscribers that how we met each other and how we became good friends and everything?
Okay, तो हम कैसे मिले? Snehal and Swapnil, her husband, they used to be our subscribers, so they messaged us on Instagram, right?
Yes, yes.
Before coming here, and then we talked, and so we felt that bond. So she moved here, she stayed with us for about 2 weeks, and since then we became friends, then we became neighbors. तो ये जो जगह आप देख रहे हो ये हम दोनों का घर है अभी, and now we are eagerly waiting for her family to arrive. So this is how we started, and it's going really well. So, moving on to our next question, which is at the base of the application, I would say. So, what were the documents that you used, Snehal, to show your relationship with your husband when you were applying for spousal open work permit, and especially for the kid as well? Because we have seen multiple cases wherein even if you have a kid, you still have to prove your relationship, and to follow it with some specific documents. So what were those documents and how did you do it?
Okay. So we supported our application with like marriage certificate. Then the like there are common documents like there are WhatsApp chats that we are chatting with each other. We are in connection with each other, and also our Facebook first page of for my husband and for myself, and like there are several other documents like yeah, the collage. We made a collage to show our journey of like before wedding, after wedding, then my child's birth, and then like going on, moving on to India, Tanzania, everywhere. So we portrayed a flow. It's a kind of a flow which we like put in a collage form, and also along with that we attached a government residency proof like a lease agreement or some common address proof, Aadhar card or whatever you can attach. But we attached a lease agreement to show that we are staying at the same place. And apart from that, we also like my child's birth certificate, and we attach our statement of explanation to show our entire journey of like to support his application, and to show our entire journey basically like how we met, and how why we are applying for Canada, and like
Okay.
why we want to stay together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that explained most of it. This is the right way to do it, I think, to support all the documents. I'm sure this was a feeling while you were doing that for the visa purpose, but as you went there back in your memory lane, when you started meeting each other before the wedding, then the wedding happens, then after some years the son happens, and all the way. So I'm sure it was quite a refreshing, even personally, not just for the visa purposes.
Yeah, sure. I just forgot to mention one thing. Like, you can also attach, like, the gifts exchange between, like, your journey, maybe anniversary gift or any gift on birthdays which you are giving to each other. If you have some invoice or like that, you can attach. And if even if you're traveling, like, obviously,
Going on
in
vacations.
those all these years we are going on vacation, and recently also we went on vacation in last Christmas. So we attach our travel documents that we are traveling together, and our accommodation invoice that we are staying in hotel together, like so just to make our case strong that we have like this genuine relationship and not
Yeah.
like a created one. So
तो
that's the
भाई
thing.
लोग गिफ्ट देना शुरू करो एक दूसरे को, ठीक है? रिसीट्स रखना बस साथ में, और खूब घूमो, खूब वेकेशंस पे जाओ। बस अपने टिकट्स जो भी हैं, एयरप्लेन टिकट्स, बस टिकट्स साथ में रखना, ठीक है? ओके। So moving on to our next question for the day. Another important question is finances. What all did you like show in your application? What kind of finances have you shown? कितना पैसा दिखाना पड़ता है, किस किस पर्पस के लिए? For example, there is certain expectation that will you be able to support your second year fees while you're there if you're not earning well, and obviously even if you are, there are certain cases when you can't gather all the fees while you're there. So is it really required to show your second year fees while you're showing your finances and your living expenses, just to be prepared in case? So how did you did with your finance thing?
Okay. So in our case, we have paid like first year fees to our university, and we also did GIC, which like everybody is
Hmm.
supposed to do.
Hmm.
But apart from that, we have taken an education loan from HDFC Credila. So we thought like that is enough to show our second year fees. So we have not shown specifically liquid funds, but if you have, it's good. It's not compulsory though, because everyone knows that you will come here, you will work, so you will earn some money, not like a great but like at least some funds. And if your husband is coming, he will also like working and will earn something.
Hmm.
But more is better, I would say. We showed around 25-26,000 CADs in our savings account with FDs. And apart from that, we have some properties in India. And so what we did, we got a CA valuation report,
Mhm.
to show that this all this property valuation and gold valuation attached there. So that's what, like, to make our case financially strong, that even if my husband is not getting, like, job for initial few months, we are able to survive and, like, to make our living
Y-
possible in Canada.
Yeah. Okay. So in short, she paid her first year fee, um, along with the GIC, and then she showed about 26 to 30,000 Canadian in her bank account, like liquid assets, FD and all. That all comes under liquidation, and some property documents after the evaluation and the gold. Right.
Yeah,
This is it.
yeah.
Okay. Good. To be precise. All right. So next question. One of the most important red flag when it comes to when you write your SOP, that how do you prove that you gonna return to your home country once your study is completed or the work permit is over? So and I think we all need to cover this particular red flag. So what did you do in that purpose, because you were already moving from a third country instead of India? So I'm sure there are certain things that you need to explain. So what did you do for that particular thing?
Our application was a little bit tricky because,
Mm-hmm.
like, if you are an Indian citizen applying from outside, there are
India.
some challenges,
Mm-hmm.
because in Tanzania we didn't have, like, our permanent roots to
Right.
prove. But what we did, like, for India, because, like, our parents, our in-laws, they are staying in India, and being an Indian citizens, and we have some properties in India, so obviously it shows that we have strong roots in India. For Tanzania, we showed, like, our professional contacts, and then, like, all our friends and what we have done and how we, like, what was our journey in
To
Tanzania,
them.
basically, to show which position we left. And, like, but there are basically, you just need to show wherever you are applying from, that, after completing studies in Canada, how your career prospects will be in your home country, that, when you will go back, obviously it will add value, because I'm doing masters. So after gaining this experience, if I go back to my home country, what are the organizations which will give me a job? Maybe, like, if I'm manager, what job, like, what position I'm targeting after completing my studies. Maybe like, VP finance, or director, or, like, a very, maybe a CEO, or some that position, because, you just need to show, with having so much of experience and adding Canadian degree, how it's going to be benefit you in your career prospect. So that you have to establish in your
Right.
SOP. And apart from that, so there is one more part, like, which you need to prove that why your husband wants to join you. So the thing is, like, since our marriage, we have not stayed away from each other, and we have a kid, 8 years old, and he is young, so he needs to be nurtured by both the parents. So, and, like, for my husband to take care himself, like, when he's having his office and doing his job and everything, like, it was difficult. And for me also, like, to stay here away from my family, it's difficult, it's a new country. So that's the reasons we put forward, that, why we want to stay together. And even after staying together, obviously he will work here, and it will support my living cost. So it's not going to that, because he has experience. So that's what we did in our application.
So basically, yeah, when you're applying for your spousal open work permit, you need to cover certain facts. And the truth is that we all need an emotional, financial, physical support while you're here, be it the wife or the husband. They always need that support, right? So you, and especially with a kid. So yeah, she covered all the points, while, and I think it's pretty understandable, but still you need to tell them. They all know it, but you still need to tell them without any red flags while we are talking about the spouse. So can you tell us a bit about your spouse? What does he do? What kind of background that he had, so that we have this idea in mind what kind of job he's going to find here, because that's going to be the next challenge for you guys, and obviously the school for the kid. So yeah.
So my husband is also a chartered accountant.
मैं अमीर हूँ मैं अमीर हूँ बहुत पैसा है मेरे पास
Okay.
And he also have worked in India in a field of finance for like 8 to 10 years. And then we when we went to Tanzania. He worked there for 7 years. So he also has a vast experience in the field of finance.
Hmm.
And luckily, in Canada, there are jobs in demand for finance fields. So that's what I
Yeah.
guess will support for him. And for my son, he's 8 years old,
Okay.
and he will go in grade 3 now.
Okay.
So we are looking forward to take admission in school, because school starts in Canada in September. So it's a great time that he's landing on a proper
Yeah.
timeline.
That's gonna be our next video because I know many of you were asking about the school thingy. So are you guys ready for that? Because Snehal's gonna tell us about that too. She's already researching, doing all her works. We are just waiting for them to arrive here so that we can do our next step. Okay. So, do you think there should be any other documents apart from what we have discussed already that needs to be there in the application to support it more and make it more feasible?
So yeah, there are quite a lot of document checklist is vast. So apart, for my spouse, we supported with his professional and academic certificates and his experience letter from the work experience which has got, like you can attach appointment letters, salary slips, uh, reference letters, whatever you have. And then we also supported with the bank statements, FD receipts. Yeah, that's what I know. And from my side, because you also need to attach my certificate, my documents. So we attached letter of acceptance which we received from university, the fees receipt which we paid, GIC certificate, uh, and also the, yeah, enrollment letter, even my Canadian ticket, because we lodged application before me landing here. So we attached all these documents. And yeah, there is one more thing, I wanted to tell you, that obviously we lodged we when we lodged application in January 22, we didn't have all the documents for myself. Like enrollment letter I got in April 22. So what we did, we raised the web form where we attach all the additional documents. Like it was only two documents, basically my study permit which I got from Canadian immigration at the airport, and my enrollment letter which I got from my university in the month of April. So that I
Okay.
raised a waveform and I attached to make my case more strong.
More stronger.
Yeah.
So one last question. There are certain times when people are confused whether they apply for the study permit for the kid or a travel visa, like a visitor visa. So which one do you think? Are there any criteria that you need to think about before doing that?
Yes, so as per my knowledge, and IRCC website also, it has this information that if your kid is less than 5 years, you don't need to apply for a study permit. You can apply for visitor visa, but which is valid for 6 months. So after every 6 months, you have to renew it. But if your kid is more than 5 years old, he needs to go to school. So it's better to apply for study permit. And basically his study permit and even my spouse work permit will be valid until my study permit is valid. So
Yeah.
validity for all these permits are same according to my application.
Yeah, so once you get your work permit, so they will also get renewed to a new date because, for example, if you are getting a work permit for 3 years after your studies, so there will also extend to another three
Yeah,
years.
that's the same.
Okay, so that's simple. Okay, so we have tried to cover most of the questions, but I am sure that you still have so many questions to ask. So don't worry, just comment the questions down below. We all will try and answer that. Me, Snehal, Ishan, wherever we know, though she's the expert one, so she this time she has some work to do. So ask your questions. We will be more than happy to answer them for you. We really hope that you like this one. If you do like this one, then we are going to make a part 2 about the schooling thing for the kid, because I know that's again a very challenging thing for the parents, and you all worry so much because I'm getting so many questions about the how to choose the school, what are the criteria, this and that, English, French, which school. So I'm sure we will have most of the answers from Snehal in our next video, only if you like this one. So if you like this one enough, then only we are going to make a second part, otherwise we won't. Just joking.
And do subscribe as well.
Yeah, so subscribe. You guys are just coming, watching the videos, not giving likes and subscribing. Haha, forget about it. So like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and then we will make a second video. Okay? Bye. Jadoo, and that's how you bring Ishan in the video. Thank you so much, Snehal, for coming and helping us in this video. She is someone who prepared everything, guys. I was just, she is all the help behind this video.
Yeah,
And this
the
guy.
star behind the video and
No.
everything.
And the camera.
It's joint efforts. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Anything?
At least someone is thanking.
Yeah. So guys, do subscribe, like, share, and comment down below all the questions. Yeah, that is it.
We'll see you in our next video. Till then, ta-da!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sayonara.